Hello everybody, I am Srinath.
And I'm Kavya.
Welcome to KS Chess.
Today we're going to learn the movement of pieces. So let's start. King moves only one step around it. Even for capturing pieces, it can only capture the piece next to it. So you can see in this chessboard, the king on e1 can only move to f1, f2, e2, d2, and d1. Now it cannot move because there are white pieces around it. If there were black pieces around it, the king can capture the black pieces. But it can capture only the pieces on f1, f2, e2, d2, and d1. The rook can move only horizontally and vertically. Even for capturing pieces, it can capture horizontally and vertically only. So this is the rook. It can move only horizontally and vertically. Even for capturing pieces, it can only move horizontally and vertically and capture the pieces. Let's continue. Bishop can move diagonally while moving and capturing pieces too. So this is the bishop. It can only move diagonally while moving and capturing pieces also. If the bishop is in a dark square, it can only move diagonally in the dark squares. If the bishop is in the light square, it can only move diagonally in the light squares. When we combine the movement of rook and bishop, we get to know how a queen moves. This is the queen. So, a queen can move horizontally and vertically, and it can also move diagonally. So, when we combine the movement of rook and bishop, we get the movement of queen. And queen is the most powerful piece. Pawn moves one or two steps at the first, then it can only move one step. When a pawn captures a piece, it can only capture the piece in the next box diagonal to it. These are the pawns. So the e2 pawn can move to e3, or it can also move to e4 in the starting position. So this is the starting position. Here the pawn can move to e3 or e4, but only in the first move, because after the first move it can only move one step ahead. And pawns never go back, or it cannot capture any piece back. It can only go front and capture the pieces front of it. And pawns, while capturing, capture diagonally. Doesn't mean it can capture the pieces how much ever far it is in the diagonal. It can only capture the pieces just in the next diagonal box to it, which means the e2 pawn can capture the pieces on f3 and d3. But white cannot capture white's pieces, black cannot capture black's pieces. White can only capture black's pieces, and black can only capture white's pieces. Knight. Knight is the only piece which can jump over other pieces. It moves in a L shape. Here's the knight. The knight on b1 can move to c3 or a3 because it's L shape. But doesn't mean that the knight can move to c8 or a8 also because it's L shape. The knight in the L shape, it first moves two boxes front and one box to the right, or two boxes to the front and one box to the left. It can also move two boxes to the back, but when it is in the center or when there is enough space to move. When the knight is in the center, it is the most powerful than being in the corners. Because when the knight is in the corners, it can move only 2 to 3 squares. But when the knight is in the center, it can move complete 8 squares. So now let's see the values of the pieces.
Pawn has 1 point. Knight has 3 points. The bishop has also 3 points. The rook has 5 points. Queen has 9 points. It's the most powerful piece. The king is priceless.
Because if the king is gone, the game is over. Let's see the piece recognition.
This is rook. How many points does this have? Yes, you're right, it's 5. This is bishop. How many points does this have? Yes, you're right, it's 3. This is king. This is priceless. This is knight. How many points does this have? Yes, you're right, it's 3. This is a pawn. How many points does this have? Yes, you're right, it's 1. This is queen. How many points does this have? Yes, you're right, it's 9. Now let's see some benefits of chess. Chess helps us to think more.
It also increases problem-solving skills
and exercises both sides of your brain.
Chess improves our memory power.
It improves the IQ of people.
It also improves the ability of creativity
and increases spatial skills.
That's it for today. Let's have a summary. So today we learned the movement of pieces and the values of pieces. The rook, this is a rook. It has 5 points. It moves horizontally and vertically, even while capturing. This is a bishop. It moves diagonally, even while capturing. This is a king. It moves just to the next square to it. It moves only 1 box. And the king is priceless. The rook has 5 points. The bishop has 3 points. This is a knight. It also has 3 points, but it has a special power. It can jump over pieces and it moves in a L shape. This is a pawn. It is 1 point and its unique power is that in the starting position, it can either move 1 step or 2 steps. But after that, it can move only 1 step, and while capturing, it captures diagonally. This is the queen. It's worth 9 points and it is the most powerful piece. Its movement is the combination of bishop and rook. These are a few benefits of chess. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.